to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it, and I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding, holding.
Once you've opened your Blender, you need to open up your rig. The download for the rigs will be in the description below. After that, just set up your rig with your character by importing your character as an OBJ and importing the texture. After you have done that, you need to add a mesh and then add a plane. This will be our background. You're going to click S on your keyboard to expand it and just drag your mouse out to make it larger and larger. After that, go down and click the rotate tool so you can rotate it and place it behind your character. After that, we are now going to colorize it. So go over to the material button over here and click that, then click new and select the color that you want. I'm going for a peach color. Now we will be adding our world lighting. Go over to the world button over here, then click use nudes and click a little button behind the color. Then click bright and contrast. You can adjust the brightness or the contrast so it fits your preferences. Then go over to this button and click rendered so you can see what the finished product might look like. After that, go File, then go Import, OBJ, and we're going to be importing our prop. Find the file that you named before and exported from Roblox Studio and just import it into your Blender. Once you have imported your prop, go Set Origin and Origin to Geometry. This makes the arrows automatically go to your prop so you can easily move it around. The starting position basically introduces our audience to what our animation is going to be about. My animation is going to be my character picking up a cookie and eating it. So my starting position will be my character just holding the cookie naturally below its waist, as if it's about to pick it up. To do this, I will just be selecting the lower part of the arm and I'll be rotating it just a little bit, and then I will select the wrist and rotate that as well. Here I am just playing around with the wrist and moving it into a very natural looking position. Then I will be placing the cookie inside the wrist, so it looks like, again like I said, it's about to pick it up. When you animate, all the rig is in different pieces. You have to animate every piece bit by bit. The best way to start off animation is by doing the arm. There is the upper part of the arm and the lower part of the arm. Before we start, I'd like to quickly explain the process of animating so you can get a better idea of what we are doing. First, you always click the part of the rig or the object that you want to animate. Then you click I on your keyboard, and when the list pops up, you click Lock, Rot, Scale. Then you shift a few keyframes, and then you move your part of the rig or the object just a little bit, not too much, and then you click I and Lock, Rot, Scale again. This might sound a bit confusing, but when we do it, it will make perfect sense. First off, go ahead and make sure your keyframe is on 0. Then click the part of the rig that you want to start animating. I'm clicking the lower part of the arm. Then you want to go ahead and click I on your keyboard, then Lock, Rot, Scale. Now we are going to move to keyframe number 5, and once you've done that, you're going to move your rig or object just a little bit towards the finishing position. Then again, click I on your keyboard and add Lock, Rot, Scale. Now we are going to start animating the upper part of the arm. So go back to keyframe number 0, and then you are going to select the upper part of the arm. Then click I on your keyboard and then Lock, Rot, Scale. Now you're going to move back to keyframe number 5, then you're going to slightly move the upper part of the arm, and then you're going to click I on your keyboard and add a Lock, Rot, Scale again. Now we will be further animating the upper part of the arm, so make sure to still be selecting the upper part of the arm, then go back to keyframe number 5 and add a Lock, Rot, Scale again. Then skip to keyframe number 10 and slightly move your upper part of the arm. As my avatar is going to be eating a cookie, I'm slowly guiding it towards the mouth. Then again add a Lock, Rot, Scale. Now you're going to add another Lock, Rot, Scale on keyframe number 10, and then you're going to shift to keyframe number 15. Make sure you're still selecting the upper part of the arm. Then again slightly move your upper part of the arm closer to the finished position that you want. Then add another Lock, Rot, Scale. Now you need to go ahead and select your prop. Then make sure you're on keyframe number 0 and add a Lock, Rot, Scale. Then move to keyframe number 5. Now, when we animate our prop, if you want your character to lift and pick up a prop, we just need to move the prop into the hand of the character every single time we animate it. So here I'm just moving it into the hand of my character, and I'm trying to get the same position as it was in keyframe number 0. Try to do it as best as you can, otherwise Blender will make it look a little bit wonky, so you need to make it the same position it was in keyframe number 0. Then once you've done that, just add a Lock, Rot, Scale again. Now, when you rewatch it, you might find that your prop kind of goes out of place. This is perfectly okay. All we need to do is go over to the animation side tab, and you're just going to click remove and remove that keyframe. You can go ahead, go back to keyframe 0 and just redo it. This happens all the time, so please don't panic. Just go back to keyframe number 5 and move your prop back into in your hand, and make sure the position is more accurate. Just to be clear, there will be a few little wobbles. That is perfectly okay, because when you render it you will not notice these. Now, once you're happy with this, make sure you're still selecting your prop and add another lock rot scale on keyframe number 5. Then move to keyframe number 10 and position your cookie in your hand again. When animating your prop, there are 2 different orders you can do. You can skip in 5s, so you can go from keyframe number 5 to keyframe number 10 to 15 and then finally to 20. Or you could be a bit more precise and go from keyframe number 5 to keyframe number 7 and then keyframe number 10. And then you'd go keyframe number 10 to keyframe number 12 and then to 15. This is the more precise option. I recommend skipping in 5s as it's a lot easier to maintain. Now we are nearing our finishing position for our whole rig. So from keyframes number 20 to 25, those will be our last animation periods. So once you have fully animated up to keyframe number 20, you're ready to do the finishing position. So go to your upper arm and just move it into the finishing position that you like. So that will be the end position of your animation. Do the same with the lower arm and then finally do the same with your prop. I want my avatar to eat my prop, so I will be adding a lock rot scale on keyframe number 20, selecting my prop, and then on keyframe number 25, I'm just going to move my prop into my avatar's head so it looks like it's eaten it, and then I'll add another lock rot scale on keyframe number 25. This is optional, but if you want your animation to be more complicated, you can also animate your head. For the head, I like to animate from keyframes 0 to 10 and 10 to 20. You can also animate the other arm that isn't moving. To make sure when animating these extra parts, just follow the steps that I've listed before but apply them to the head and the other arm. Remember, this is optional, you do not need to do this. Once you're happy with your animation, we need to select the end frame for it. So go down to where it says end, and we're just going to put in the numbers 30 to 40. Any number between those 2 numbers are very good. This makes our rendering process go quicker. Yes, your rendering for the animation will take either a few hours to a whole night or day. Do not panic, you just have to leave your laptop out. I like to leave my laptop out overnight so when I wake up it is all finished. For the final step, we are just going to add a camera. So go down to where it says add, and then you need to click camera. Then go to view and then click camera again. Click shift on your keyboard and F as well to move the camera around. Position it where you would like. You can also animate the camera. To do this, just click on the outsides of the camera, go to keyframe number 0, add a lock rot scale, and then shift to about keyframe number 15, and you can just use shift F to move your camera closer to your character, and then add another lock rot scale. This will make the camera zoom in on the character. Quickly before we save it, you need to go to this tab here, and then go down and check off denoising. Then go back to the camera tab, scroll down, and where it says output, make sure it's a video format and then click this little folder button. Then you can just choose a location for it to save, name it whatever you want, and then click accept. Now just check the rendered view to see if you like that lighting, and click that big animation button and it will start rendering. Now your animation is finished. It will take a few hours towards a day for it to render. Do not panic, it does take a while. Thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. I hope you are so proud of your animation because you have done an amazing job. Remember, it's not going to be perfect at first, and it might not be perfect the next time. The more you practice, the better it will get. I hope I will see you in my next video and comment any questions you have. Thank you.